they have made are in one direction and one direction only. They want to vest more power in the executive arm. They want to vest more power in the Prime Minister.
People, I hope you're listening carefully.
They want to...
Let me put that back a little bit, please, and thank you. And see what the tricks they are playing on the Jamaican people. It's not for the betterment of the Jamaican people. It's to give themselves more power so that they can have a dictatorship over the people. Please, my beg you, listen keenly. Because when wisdom is speaking, what we'll do is to be quiet and observe what is happening, all right? So people, continue to like and to share. Comrades alike, welcome and listen to the great man speak.
In the Prime Minister, in one direction and one direction only. They want to vest more power in the executive arm. They want to vest more power in the Prime Minister. They want to enable certain amendments to proceed without two-thirds majority in both houses. I don't have to say anything here about the lunacy of leaving the King's crown but remaining in the King's court.
Madness.
Because the court could decide in an appropriate motion what are the consequences of your having left, which would be regarded as detrimental to the interests of the country in which the Privy Council is cited. I said then, I would never, ever agree to the head of state being chosen in a manner which makes that person beholden to a simple majority vote.
So people, they want to exclude the Jamaican people out of the process and give power to the Prime Minister and the executive body. So we are saying no to constitutional reform. We want a whole new constitution. People continue to like and to share.
No. What the person who asked the question or posed the problem didn't know, because he wasn't there at the time. We were ready to go when, after the 1997 elections, coming up to 2002, there was one outstanding matter, and that is whether it was two-thirds of both houses voting separately or two-thirds of everybody voting. In the committee, we proposed two-thirds of everybody voting together. But it didn't take me long when it came back to me to say that couldn't spin. I have always operated on a simple principle. Any law you are going to pass, think of how you would react to it in opposition. And if you find it repugnant, then you cannot expect the opposition to agree to it, or you should not. And these people are operating as though they are going to be in government in perpetuity.
Yes. So true.
We are a democratic party. When we wanted to move from an executive president to a ceremonial plus president, I had to come to annual conference and ask the delegates permission to make that move. The search for national consensus must be the foundation of constitutional reform, not.
1 second, people. I'm asking you, have you been engaged in any town hall meeting about the constitutional reform? I just want to ask you in the comment section. Brad said no. Anybody out there, have you been invited formally? Auntie said no. Auntie, woman of God, no. So why? So if there's so much no, where them I go with? Manley and Malawi Fort, the people of your constituency don't want you there. Who are you to come tell the Jamaican people that you're going to throw constitutional reform down their throat? You see how disrespectful they are? But we'll continue to listen to how it's supposed to be properly done. And now we're asking that we have a constitution that reflects the Jamaican people. We're not going to take up that pitch patch something where them somebody smoke a weed when not good, drink some rum, and then throw something on paper and then talk about it. People, we're going to talk about constitution another day as well. We're going to invite Haile Michael Kojo to come back to speak to the Jamaican people what a proper constitution looks like. And if anybody wants a copy of that constitution, please, I'm asking you that you message Brat and I, and we can give you information. It's about documents. Yes, thank you, Brat. Son of Punkus, and a done said party over here. Over here, we're listening to a gentleman that have a host of knowledge, and the Jamaican people must learn the truth. Yeah? We're tired of labor right and then lie and then corruptness. Here we go.
Partisan advantage. There's one thing, or one of the things I learned sitting at the feet of Norman Manley. Much as any leader seeks political power, one must always love Jamaica more.
One more time. One more time for labor rights, sir.
Seeks political power, one must always love Jamaica more. And there are many people who are upset to this day with certain decisions that Norman Manley took, but those decisions were all in the interest of the nation.
Thank you.
Not confined to the interests of our party which he led. One of the reasons why we moved towards a ceremonial plus president is our experience in the 1980s. And in particular, when we saw the prospect that this country was going to break in two along political lines.
Oh my God, my classmate was caught.
All right, people. Want to also say thank you for everybody who is joining in. Continue to like and to share. We are listening to PJ's speech, the most honorable PJ Patterson's speech. Continue to like and to
And it
share.
is to their everlasting credit that both Michael Manley and Edward Siaga
You know what I notice, comrades, Jamaicans? I've never heard the Jamaica Labour Party leaders or even the minions that run around on TikTok and talk all type of lies, all type of rubbish, tell people about their mother, all manner of evil. I've never heard they sat down and spoke about their past leaders in any form of respect. So if a tree don't have any root, it don't make no sense. They're dead. So they are living dead when you see them about. They're empty shells. They cannot talk about their past. The past don't make no sense. Peanut and guava, blessings to you. When they talk about their past, they have to tell you about Bustamante and tell you say selfish over education. And they're going to tell you again Bustamante with the Coral Garden massacre. They're going to tell you about Edward Siaga and about how him transformed Tivoli into the biggest garrison in Jamaica, probably in the Caribbean and in the world. They have no legacy. So we have much to be proud of. Real and true leaders, like right here, Percival James Pattison. We're going to continue to listen and to get some more knowledge. Thank you.
accepted that we had to pull back from over the brink. As a consequence, they set up a committee, and I can share with you the personal animosity between the two leaders was so high that the only way they could find a solution was to ask Mr. Shearer on one side and me on the other side to lead the two delegations, of course reporting to the two leaders. And we set up what was then the Electoral Advisory Committee, which has morphed into the Electoral Commission. We want it entrenched in the new constitution.
Thank you.
But if you want to really understand how well that commission has performed, think back to 2016, when the results came out 32 to 31.
Wow.
And within a few days of those results, a new government was sworn into power, and she has never gotten enough credit for this. Portia Simpson Miller was seated on the platform as the outgoing Prime Minister. So now, I am alarmed when unilaterally, they take the decision to move the office of the public defender, public ombudsman,
yes.
the political ombudsman into the electoral.
Anybody in the comment section can inform us the role of the political ombudsman, please and thank you, because a lot of people don't know these things, you know. Women of God, thank you ever so much. We're asking, Auntie Michelle, good afternoon to you. We're asking the role of the political ombudsman to ensure that credibility, transparency, and good moral ethics prevail in the politics and the election process. But what did the Prime Minister do? Take the power from him. But listen, people, let the great man say it better than I do.
Commission. First of all, it's a conflict of interest.
Say it again. One more time, people.
Into the Electoral Commission.
Want you to hear this,
Public
man.
defender, public ombudsman, the political ombudsman into the Electoral Commission. First of all, it's a conflict of interest. By its very nature, you cannot put the body which is responsible for ensuring free and fair elections into a situation where they have to be taking a position that involves differences between both sides. That's my first point. But my second point, and more significantly, what fills me with such alarm is that the moment one side decides...
People, let me tell you again what the Prime Minister has done. So the political ombudsman essentially is like a referee to point out that you're not doing good, you're not doing good. You must have integrity and transparency in how you communicate to the public, right? Because if you don't have a referee, for example, in a boxing match, what will happen? You're going to have one person taking advantage of another or taking advantage of a situation. So referees are important. The Prime Minister took the power away from the political ombudsman, put it in the EOJ office, right? So now him have to be dealing with the political process in terms of election. Yes, so people like Warmington, I'm not going to call the name that you call, no. People like Warmington and also, what's her name? Professor Longmore. What's that other one's name? The runner. I don't remember her name. People like those wouldn't get a chance to come out here and talk about racism over and over and over. The political ombudsman would have tell them, no, Juliet Cuthbert-Finn, thank you, Brad. She wouldn't get to come out here and spew those garbage to the Jamaican people. You understand? And the thing where them are talk about Dayton Campbell, how they come out and slander the gentleman's name to a point where I felt that I didn't respect Mr. Dayton Campbell. You see what rumor can do to a person? Can destroy your character. And the political ombudsman is somebody who is tasked with the duty to ensure that ethics, transparency, and moral is instilled and observed in the politics. Desmond Mackenzie too, saying now surrender Jamaica to the PNP. Those type of foolishness, thank you, Brad, those type of foolishness would never be said and would never get any chance to just go and prevail and have all type of destruction as it does. Because you have a lot of Jamaica Labour Party supporters out here championing racism, make Jamaica look dull and fool, while the rest of the world run away with science, technology, innovation, entrepreneurship. Jamaican people still a cuss about skin color. The political ombudsman would mitigate against these things. But the Prime Minister don't want nobody to stop him when he have all type of degradation to our society. Because it's eating away the moral fiber of the Jamaican people when you have people who are supposed to be leaders coming out and saying all of these things. People cockistocracy. We have the least among us having a platform to spew garbage on the people of Jamaica. People continue to like and to share, but just before I go back to the recording, I want to say to you, if I come to your house and throw garbage on your bed, would you laugh with me and say everything is all right? If no, I want you to answer me in the comment section. Don't say you love Jamaica and you love brat, so we can't do anything. No. But if a stranger should come into your house and throw garbage on your bed, would you be comfortable with that? Woman of God say no. I'm asking you, the Jamaican people. So why is it that we have these labor rights throwing garbage in our head? I tell we about they now surrender Jamaica to the PNP. Is it your Jamaica? No, Desmond Mackenzie. You're going to have Warmington coming out and tell you plain and straight that is gerrymandering. How them want to get vote and turn Portmore into a parish. Yeah? That is what the political ombudsman would be against. Yeah? So I'm saying to you, all of the things that the Prime Minister has done, it's strategic to drain the moral fiber of Jamaica and to have the Jamaican people hopeless. So these are things that they do. The average Joe and Jane don't understand these things. So it's good that we can have a former leader, is still a leader present day, and his plan will move Jamaica, help to move Jamaica forward. So today, the title is the past, present, and future. We have past leader, we have present leader, and we have future leaders. Unlike the Jamaica Labour Party, they're a bunch of criminals. Yeah? And I am comfortable calling them thief and criminal because they cannot tell us where the money is. And if I give you my money for keep for me, and when me ready back for my money, you can't tell me where there, you're a thief. So I will continue to play.
It's to change the Electoral Commission's powers without consultation. You are opening the door. And I'm going to share something with you which I wrote, which I have spoken about before, but just to get you to understand why my concern. When we were coming up to the 1993 elections, the EAC, as it then was, asked permission, said that they were recommending an external mission to observe elections. And when we considered it in cabinet, first of all, it was not within their legal remit. We considered it in the cabinet and we decided no, we weren't going to allow it. And then again, I thought a little bit more. People a lot of times misunderstand me. When I speak, I try to speak clearly, and I don't want to have to withdraw it. And I have always learned, engage the head before you engage your mouth. So when I thought about it, I said, you know, although it is not within their remit, if I refuse their unanimous recommendation, the next time they make a recommendation, Mr. Seaga might refuse it. Therefore, I go along with their recommendation.
Sorry, people, I have to read out this comment from Wayne Vibes. All well-thinking Jamaicans, not labor rights, but you can get there. If you think, just use the head. There's something that is on your neck, use it. But Wayne Vibes says, all well-thinking Jamaicans should understand that the money that the government robbed is our money. Fiwi money. Fimi money. Fio money. Brat. Fio money. Auntie Mitch. Fio money. Everybody in Jamaica, listen to that which Wayne Vibes just said. I'm going to read it one more time, you know. Because when you hear good news, good message, good talking, you have to say it more than once. So the labor rights that is on the corridor can hear. Because them not go a class none tall. They're very limited in capacity. Let me read it one more time. All well-thinking Jamaicans should understand that the money that the government rob is our money, free money. I will continue, but thank you for that, Wayne.
I had to go back to my cabinet. Some of them are here. And I had to persuade them. And in the end, I had to say to them, give me this one. And they agreed. Consequence, Carter Commission came. It certified that the elections were free and fair, but it also pointed to some weaknesses. One of which was that when you had polling stations that were voted out, it did not reflect the will of the whole constituency. We wanted to have one person, one vote. So we looked at it and we devised the creation of somebody on the Electoral Commission. We entrusted them with the power, when such a thing arises, to declare those polling stations null and void and to have it over again. And I wonder if the present incumbent in West Central St. Andrew realized that he would be nowhere but for that introduction. And we had to do it not once, but twice. Now, you see what is already brewing between the Electoral Commission and the government. And all I would say is this. In 1967, I really learned from the GLP what gerrymandering was.
Right.
But I never knew that you could gerrymander a whole parish. And again, all I would say, because I don't want to give any clue to anybody.
People, I'm going to remind you of the gerrymandering. Listen
In
to
the
this.
southwest of St. Catherine, Everett Warmington says, with the coming boundary shift in Port St. Catherine, the Jamaica Labour Party will create a stronghold in the division. Mr. Warmington, who was addressing party faithfuls at the St. Catherine East Central Joint Division,
I'll give you a little bit of context to what the great man is saying. So people, listen to Warmington explain to the Labour rights why they want Portmore to become a parish. Brad's favorite word, one of Brad's favorite word, gerrymandering.
Divisional and constituency conference on Sunday, so the People's National Party will no longer be competition in the Portmore division once the capital is declared a parish. He said with the candidate selections and boundary changes, he is confident that the GLP can establish a stronghold in the East Central St. Catherine division.
The most difficult of the three was Portmore Band, and we have made it much easier now. I've been fighting before 2011, when we had a last boundary change that Portmore.
From 2011, them want Portmore to become a parish, right? Where is the hospital? Where is the market? Where is the courthouse? Etc., etc., etc. Let us continue.
That was a Spanish town. And today I'm happy to say that we have the boundary that we wanted all along. Quarry Hill, Lake Spen, Lime Tree Grove, Range Lane on that side will no longer be in Portmore Pan. So the whole of them PNP on the left, then none of them is in. They won't be able to make a decision anymore. I can say further. When we take Portmore off the central train, it's a different ballgame across there. There were 41 seats, now 42 seats. Over these 42, PNP, you have 12 in Portmore. We won 2, they won 10. Yet they won the St. Catherine Parish Council by 1 seat. 1 seat is what they can take from Portmore. Now, give them back them PNP 10. Leave us alone over here. And it means that under no circumstances PNP can ever win the St. Catherine Parish Council again.
You hear that, people? From the horse's mouth. Pun intended. Let me behave. No pun intended. But from the horse's mouth, you heard it, people. So when you hear the great man talking about gerrymandering, that is what we're talking about. Stealing boundaries for political points to win election. That is what they want to do. And Jamaica people, we cannot have the people of Jamaica losing while people in parliament winning. The Jamaica Labour Party, all they want to do is to win. So they're destabilizing people just because of they want to win an election. Yeah? Or to win over seat. Listen this. Cheating to win for real.
Hold on, Jamex.
All I would say.
Go ahead, Brad.
Hold on, Jamex. Context matters.
Yes, please.
As great Isaac would say, context matters. It is not about winning. If you're winning fairly, then all fine. But you cannot cheat to win.
Yes.
What they're doing, they're cheating to win.
True. But, yeah, from the horse's mouth, you hear say, what them really want to do with Portmore. So no matter what them come in the House of Parliament to talk, let we hear the great man continue.
Because I don't want to give any clue to anybody. There are some constitutional issues which will arise. And I miss the days when I could put on my gown and say, see you in court. Today, March 6th, was deliberately chosen. It is 28 years since the passing of the great Michael Manley.
I wonder if everybody understood what Mr. PJ just said, right? He was telling the Jamaican people what they're doing, the gerrymandering with Portmore to becoming a parish. It is unconstitutional, and it is a matter that the People's National Party will win in court when it goes there. So all of the bully business and feel like they can do what they want to do with the Jamaican people, thank God we have lawyers on the People's National Party. I'm telling you, about 90% of the People's National Party members are lawyers. So it is good that we have people who read and understand. And as the great man Michael Manley said, we must study, we must study, we must study. Let me continue.
No one since the grant of universal adult suffrage has done more than he did during what I call an irreversible era of social transformation. Time and space will not allow me to go into the details of his achievements. As I said elsewhere, Sparrow Martin in the message says it best. But especially for the benefit of those who are too young to know, it is necessary for me to highlight a few of the giant steps we took during the 1970s to make every man, woman, or child smaddy.
Yes.
Lest we forget.
Lest we forget.
Michael's passion was the building of a just society, one designed to ensure that every man.
So we're going into the Michael Manley's session era. So I want the people in the comment section, please tell me of a policy that you love from Michael Manley. We're taking a trip down memory lane, yeah? And we have a man who have lived it, have played a part in it to make it what it is. So I'm asking you, put in the comment section, which policy and initiative from Candy Flame said Jamal. Boy, we need back Jamal because we have to go send a lot of labor rights to Jamal once the People's National Party go back in a power. We have to get them educated. So Candy Flame said Jamal, who else have something? Equal pay for women. That is one of my, say Auntie Mitch say equal pay for women. You gone with that from me. Auntie Ivan say housing trust. Who else have something to say? Put it in the comment section. Free education, Brat say. Who else have something to say? Put it in the comment section. We're going down memory lane. Here as the great man continue to speak. We're at 20K people. Thank you for joining in. You're listening to Brat and Jamaic's Common Sense Reason. We're having conversation about bettering our country. So continue to like and to share. Put your comments in the comment section. Again, the question is, what is the best policy in your mind? Pick one policy. Put it in the comment section that Michael Manley has done. What you most proud of? We're going.
Woman and child would have an equal chance in life. We start with the Status of Children Act, which we refer to in common talk, no bastard no day again, that provided equality for children in the sight of God, of man, and of the law, that dealt with rights of children born out of wedlock when their parents pass. He introduced maternity leave with pay, equal pay for women. Perhaps one of the most outstanding in English common law jurisprudence was the abolition of the Master and Servant Act. Until then,
I want somebody to share the live with a labor right, you know. And when you're sharing the live with a labor right, attach a message to tell them to let their fingers rest so that they can learn and to hear something. Because they don't know these things, you know. Their leader's been telling them a lot of lies. So tell them to come over the live, but shut their fingers because they use their fingers too much and it prevent them from learning. Yeah, we continue.
as in the days of slavery, employees were regarded as the property of their masters. The very term is repugnant. The introduction of the Labor Relations and Industrial Disputes Act, the right to a job is property, which entitles the person to reinstatement. I hear whispers in some quarters about removing redundancy payments. And I say simply,
Hold on there. Brat, I want you quickly to say something about this. Because this is something that has been in the space. They might hush it, you know, but they want to cut it out. Yeah? And people need to know about this. One more time, I want people to hear what Mr. PJ have to say.
I hear whispers in some quarters about removing redundancy payments. And I say simply, don't.
You see, Gary, I'm going to say to you quickly, Mr. Gary, when we come over here to learn. We don't discuss people's life. We don't care about that. Go over to the labor rights. They will discuss that with you, all right? So continue to listen. Shut your fingers and listen to proper information. Thank you.
Anybody dare to go there. I notice with pleasure that the People's National Party has already pledged to make the legislative changes to afford full protection in the service industries, whether it be tourism, security guards, yes, BPO workers, and the whole range of people who are working basically on contracts, yes, and can be terminated at will without any benefits. True. I can't resist the temptation to say, juke them with Jamal.
One more time.
If you want to know what you will look like when you...
I want people to hear what the great man say now. Juke them with Jamal. One more time for me, okay.
The labor basically on contracts and can be terminated at will without any benefits. I can't resist the temptation to say, juke them with Jamal.
I want people in the comment section put Jamal in the... Please, just write Jamal in the comment section. Make a labor right seat, because that is where we're going to send them to. They might not have the same name. I hope it have the same name. But by next year, we have to create something like Jamal and send them back there, because them really don't. And I'm not joking thing, and not disrespect. They're limited in capacity, and we can't have these people in our society. They are the ones who are going to contribute to crime and violence, because they don't know about conflict resolution. And we have to live with them, sadly. We have to. So we have to get something like this to reform their minds, because these people are dangerous. They're even a danger to themselves. So we need something like Jamal. I will say it again.
People who are working basically on contracts. Is it a temptation to say, juke them with Jamal without any benefits? The liberating power. Is it a temptation to say, juke them with Jamal? The liberating power of literacy cannot be exaggerated. Without any benefits.
I want to say good evening. Good evening, Auntie Paula Sadler. Somebody tell me that you were at the meeting yesterday, no? Yeah, somebody was telling me that you were at the meeting. Good afternoon to you, Auntie. And we have to tell them again, joke them with Jamal. Boy, we need a restructure for education system. Jamaica people, remember no man. Auntie Paul, I want to hear from you. When this is finished, I also want to hear from Dr. Oren Cole, because we want a first-hand experience of our history. Where today is titled Past, Present, and Future. Yeah? Past, present, and future. We have to learn about our past. As the great man Marcus Garvey said, a people who don't know of their past, heritage, and culture is like a tree without root. We want to be rooted and grounded. Yeah? And we want to tell labor rights, say, we no fool.
I can't resist the temptation to say, joke them with Jamal. The liberating power of literacy cannot be exaggerated. I speak about the extension of the 2,000 free scholarships which Norman Manley gave, which I contend is one of the most revolutionary steps that was taken up till then. Michael went further to the tertiary level. And I say simply, no matter what they say, the legacy of Michael Norman Manley will be cherished in perpetuity.
Thank you.
The word was love and forever shall be. Now, I come to set the record straight. And I want to talk about the era from 80 to 89.
People who are just coming in, good evening to you. We're listening to the most honorable Percival James Patterson, setting the record straight. People continue to like and to share. We appreciate you being here. We are listening to the past. We are also empowering our present because we are looking for a better future. And only education can give we a better future. We no longer can stay under a government where $902 billion is missing, can't find chop from education. It is not sustainable. We need to get better. We're at 22K, we're looking at 25K, 30K, and we're moving on. So I thank you for liking and sharing, because these conversations must go forward, because Jamaica must be free. We're under bondage under this government. They don't care about education. We are listening the same way to the great man, Percival James Patterson.
We now have had access to the documents in Washington which establish beyond doubt the role of the CIA in destabilizing the Michael Manley administration. We know what triggered the presidential authorization. We know who were the principal contacts in the Jamaica Labour Party. We know the local groups and corporate entities that became the agents and tools for the overthrow with that massive defeat that we suffered, 51-9. After that, and some of you are present, the People's National Party, as it always does,
Let's get it on.
had some introspection to do.
Need auto supplies.
Thank you again, people who are being here, just coming in. Thank you ever so much. We're listening to the speech of the most honorable Percival James Patterson, talking about Jamaica's history or political history, what we have done so far, where we are today's date, and what we must look at to get forward in our country, in our time. So continue to like and to share, all right? We'll continue.
About our mission, not about our purpose, but about the methods by which we fulfill the sacred mission of the People's National Party. And that had to be done in light of the dramatic changes in the international environment, and it was soon to be followed by the disappearance of a bipolar world. The winds of globalization and the market economy had reached hurricane category 5 strength. The PNP had to rethink the role of the state in economic development while maintaining its steadfast commitment to providing equal opportunity and to secure justice for all. You remember that Siaga was the first foreign visitor to Reagan.
Yes.
Reagan.
People, this is Brad section, you know. Brad can tell you all of the documents and the articles about this. So when we come out here and talk, it's not no hearsay or make up our out of feelings. A Brad section, this, you know. But another day we'll have to talk about that. We'll continue to listen to the great man, Percival James Patterson. Thank you, Auntie Paula, for the gifts. Thank you, everybody, for continuing to like. Sexy K, welcome. Continue to share as we listen to Off the Past. We're living in the present and looking forward to a better future. So today we want to ensure that we listen to all our elders, because nothing feel good like when you hear about your history. You feel so empowered. You feel like goosebumps all over you. You feel like you're so old, but yet so young at the same time. That is the beauty of learning one heritage, their past, their culture, their history. So continue to learn and to listen along with us. I appreciate it. I don't know about anybody else, but it was so refreshing, like a glass of lemonade. Listen to a man without arrogance, no form of no form of angerness to him. He was just so calm, relaxed, and speaking the facts. Where we continue.
Vowed to help make Jamaica a model of success for capitalism and ideological conservative alliances. He set up the David Rockefeller Group. They purchased tons and tons of bauxite and alumina for stockpiling. Between 81 to 88, Jamaica borrowed $2.1 billion from the IMF, the World Bank, the IDB. All those loans from the multilateral agencies were concessionary, but they came with harsh conditionalities. We who were living in those times witnessed the social programs being decimated. And the worst sufferers were, of course, the poor and the marginalized. The national growth of 0.9%, which they attained for the decade of the 80s, was not due to any new investment projects. It was attributable to lower oil prices in 1986 and beyond. Meanwhile, the national debt was soaring enormously. These people boast about economic management. Took over when the debt to GDP ratio was 63% in 1980. By 1989, it had ballooned to 262%. They dismantled local government cemeteries, local government services, and Mayor, they left you only to deal with cemeteries and markets. Several hospitals were closed or downgraded. At one time, our net international reserves had fallen precipitously to an all-time low, minus 803 million. Despite this, they failed 4 IMF tests and used a statement from our then General Secretary as a pretext to call the August elections in 1983, breaking a solemn commitment not to hold any elections before there was a new electoral voters list.
Yes. Please, I'm asking this Clinton Barrett, you stay. I'm going to give you factual evidence that this Prime Minister had borrowed money from the IMF. Don't worry yourself. We're going to reach there, you know, but we are taking our time with this. And we're going to listen to the great man, Percival James Pattison. Because you guys have all your lies coming out and talking about when this Prime Minister constantly borrow and put the Jamaican people in a whole heap of debt and then tell lie. But him can only talk them things that to uno. And uno believe because you guys are...
Yes, sorry there. Play back the part where Michael Manley turned over the country with debt to GDP at 62%.
No, man, you are going to teach with... listen, uncle. We're listening this. You today, uncle, me I got interview you. Yeah? So I said I've done my research. You have told me all of these things before, right? I know that you know it like an encyclopedia. So sit down, get a glass. I don't want to tell you get a glass of rum, you know, because me know what that you love. But get a glass of water because I'm going to interview you because you have a wealth of knowledge and you're a treasure to Jamaica. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. So Clinton Barrett, sit and hold your fingers. Shut your fingers for a bit. I'm going to read all the information to tell you that the Prime Minister lied. In 2023, in March and November, he did borrow money from the IMF. And I'm going to tell you the figures as well. Over 300 US in March. Yeah? And I'm going to tell you the figure in November as well. So you're going to learn. So keep your fingers quiet. And we're going to listen to the great man. We're going to interview Dr. Oren Cole. And I want our elders to come up because we want to interact and learn from each other. Uncle Blair, where you there? Auntie Paula, where you there? It is your day today. Funa day today. You guys are our national treasure. and we're giving you your flowers while you can smell it. We not wait till you gone. We love you no. We appreciate you know. And there was a saying from somebody, I don't remember. They said, when you lose an elder out of your society, you lose a library. So we are read from the book we wanna have. So don't move too far. We want to talk to you now. Yeah? So thank you. We're continuing. We're soon done.
When we came to office in 1989, we inherited an IMF agreement, a World Bank structural adjustment loan, an IDB loan, all of which were dictated according to the gospel of the Washington Consensus. We had no trade preferences any longer for our primary commodities, and we were unable to protect domestic markets by tariffs. Can't know what is being done to the north, and trade quotas had disappeared. Trade quotas. So there was an urgent need for deep reform of the Jamaican economy and its productive base in order for us to compete in the global marketplace. When Michael Manley was leaving, you remember he made an address to the nation. And he said this: the leadership contest will not affect the market economy path, nor our commitment to tourism. The programs of commitment, of empowerment, our commitment to regional integration will not change. For the choices will be between persons who have helped me make all the policies which now guide the actions of the government. I've outlined the background to set the record straight and smash the deliberate plots to distort the truth by those who would prefer us to forget. I won't. They want to perpetuate the myth that they were geniuses at managing the economy and the PNP mashed it up.
If you're running a small business.
Hey, I say, Laugh said something in the comment section that we don't hear this from mainstream media. And I'm not joking thing, people. I have been scrolling the media. I've been scrolling Instagram from last night to this morning. Scrolling. Not CVM, not Observer, not Gleaner, not, well, let me be fair. Nationwide say one thing about what happened yesterday, but the rest of media, not even a peep. Jamaican people, the media of Jamaica love lies and mix up. Them not like nothing about the truth. So what was spoken yesterday was all truth. So the media lock off them ears, them lock off them pen, them lock off them computer, everything. Only Nationwide said something yesterday, and they said that Mr. PJ hinted at a lawsuit for FSC. That's the only thing. Over 2 hours of information and broadcasting, and not one peep out of the media, the traditional media. I want to tell you, Jamaica, the traditional media of Jamaica, the Observer, the Gleaner, TVJ, CVM, Nationwide, they have failed us. Yeah? So I'm happy for a platform like this that we can come out on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, so that we can come and talk the truth of the land. Because only the truth can set us free. And this is the reason why we're going to speak the truth and let it defend itself, because it's like a lion. But we'll continue because we have a lot to discuss. So I thank you for sticking and staying with us. Continue to like and to share as we speak about the truth that the Jamaican people need to hear in order to free us. We are fighting an intellectual fight in Jamaica. The battle for the mind, as the Prime Minister said. But only thing can free the mind is education. And we're out here to inform the Jamaican people so that we're empowered and inspired to make change for a better Jamaica. So continue to like and to share. We don't need the traditional media. It has shown, facts have shown, in 2023, 29.3% of Jamaicans consume social media over traditional media. Fast forward to 2024 to 2025, it has gone up to 60%. So them not sell no newspaper, Jamaican people. Them not really have no relevance. And that is the reason why they don't bring credible information. So welcome to new media. Welcome to TikTok. Welcome to YouTube. Welcome to Instagram, where the people of Jamaica have a voice and we're going to let it be heard. So thank you for being here. Continue to like and to share. We're going to listen. Continue.
They won't tell you that the Bank of Jamaica had persons buying up US dollars on the illicit market. And notice I said illicit. It was done to pop up their bogus auction system of foreign exchange. They don't want to remind you that they had pre-sold bauxite and alumina, and also future revenues from cable and wireless. So we had no revenues to come from these sources. Julian, they are doing it again. And you are going to find that nothing is coming to you from the Norman Manley Airport. But they claim to be financial wizards. As we know, I finished Michael's term, and Portia finished mine. So we're dealing with 4 terms together. It's time the story of what we actually accomplished. And I can only give you some snippets of it today. It is time to state clearly, very critical, what is the difference the PNP has always made in order to improve the lot and conditions of our Jamaican people. Lest we forget, we are the People's Party. We put people first. Always. Remember when? Before we proceed any further, how many people remember that period in the 80s when the oil tankers in the harbor would not offload the fuel until they got paid? How many people remember the gas lines that were stretching for miles in the hot sun? You remember about when you want to purchase a new vehicle, you go to the dealer, you pay the money in full.
Anybody in the comment section remember that time? I don't know, I can't say I remember, but I want to know. Anybody in the comment section, just say I remember. I see Wayne Vibe say him remember. Anybody else remember? Just put in the comment section. Me remember. I remember. Please put in the comment section. Labor rights, this is not your time. Yeah? So we continue. Just put in the comment section if you remember.
When the car arrives, somebody give them a higher price and they give you back your money without interest. You remember? All of that stuff. I think Caldwell was at the trade board at the time. And several people today are doing well because of the cars that we allowed in. But again, remember me, I'm a country boy. Remember the days of the call boxes to make phone calls in room.
Hey, me not so young, me can remember about the phone thing though. I remember about the phone, them a fridge. They used to call them the fridge. So I don't know if anybody on the live that is younger than I am, but I can remember and recall vividly about the phone thing where we'd have to go out of Miss Birdie shop, go stand up and try to get like a signal to make a call. Remember that? I don't know if anybody remember the situation with the phone booth them and stuff, but I can recall. I remember Cable and Wireless used to have the phone booth them. A lot of phone booth. I don't know if anybody younger than me and only know Digicel, but I remember the Cable and Wireless phone booth them. Anybody remember them? I think a white and blue they were. But people continue to like and to share. With me like going back down memory lanes. Yeah? And trust me, man. You feel good to remember that somebody remember or you remember. So I just want in the comment section, I remember. We'll continue.
Jamaica and our larger villages, where you had to go to the street corner.
1 second, and I just want to tell labor rights, thank you for just telling so much lies so that the Jamaican people can remember the truth. Yeah? Because you can tell lie on the past, but you can't rewrite history. No matter how much lie you want to tell, the history is there. Everybody born at 0 and grow up. So everybody have a history. So we know about history. We'll continue.
We saw our task in 1989 as having to transform a weak and unstable economy and lay the foundations for sustained growth and development. The man that they have vilified so much, the Minister of Finance, Omar Davies, he managed the macroeconomic indicators so well that we passed 12 IMF tests straight. And as a result of that, by 1995, I was able to say to the IMF, ta-ta and goodbye. I'm coming now.
I run a vibes check. I'm running a vibes check. I'm asking, do you want to hear more or should I just stop it? Please, put in the comment section. I want to know. I want to know what is going on. I want to know if you want me to stop the recording or we must continue. Please and thank you. Tell me, because I see that we're only at 33 likes and we have over 125 people listening. So tell me if I need to go on or I need to stop. I see 33K like. We're looking at 35K because the information is so good. So I want you to continue to like and to share. I definitely want to hear more again because I've listened to it yesterday. You see, Auntie Paula agreed if good information because she sit down there yesterday, you know, but she still want more. You see, when it's nice, you have to do it twice or thrice or 4 times, 5 times. Here we go. We continue.
Issue that is very much alive today. And it is about financial management. All that we accomplished was done at the same time that we had to protect 1.5 million deposit accounts and 570,000 insurance policy holders out of our own resources. Let the record show not one of them lost a single dollar. That's right.
People don't hear that. I want to pull it up again. You see how a government take responsibility of a financial situation? Huh? Yeah, Marcus, this is not for you. Them information you are going over here is not your prime minister tell people say them bad mind. 2 minutes 36 seconds and 6 bad mind. It's not that type of reasoning here. Educated reasoning. So one reason to comrades we have sense. We just assure, just sit down in the comment section, labor rights, keep on a finger quiet, and you hear how a responsible government take care of a financial situation. Huh? Listen to what the man do. The man never come out and say, I no feel problem. We are going into deep waters, you know. Somebody has say SSL, me smell corruption. SSL, they're on the corner. But listen to our responsible, proactive, caring government deal with a financial crisis in a them country. And not like the Prime Minister we hear about SSL, over 200 Jamaican people lose their money and this man shut up. All he did was to take his money out before it shut down. Yeah? All him do, I take out him money before he shut down, and him no care about Bolt, an icon who lost his money after investing in his country. Jamaican people, the 74-year-old lady who had placed $60 million in a company that the Prime Minister endorsed being on the stock exchange in 2018. These are factual information and a make-up business. 78-year-old lady. How wicked can a government be to do that? But listen how a responsible government took charge of the situation and ensure that, as the party says, as it say, People's National Party, he put the people first and steady the ship. Hear this.
Insurance policy holders out of our own resources.
No, man, we have to go back a little bit more.
Was done at the same time that we had to protect 1.5 million deposit accounts and 570,000 insurance policy holders out of our own resources. Let the record show not one of them lost a single dollar. That's right.
I'm going to pause again. So when you hear Comrade Leader said the other day, it's no gimmicks I just want to say. When he said that he's not going to leave no stones unturned to ensure that the people get back their money from SSL, it is no joke or gimmicks. It is how a responsible government should look out for the people of their country. You understand? So labor rights, the FSC is a government agency that is charged to take care of the Jamaican people, to ensure that they uphold integrity in the financial sector. Me not talk too long because a greater man need to speak. Hear this.
I'm not surprised that there was no final report about FinSac, because the commissioners could not find what they were sent in to look for.
I will the labor right them the man. I don't know.
With a first step.
Where the labor
And
rights?
indeed, the full story had been told in Parliament and was in testimony before the commissioners. When that happened, the multilateral financial institution said to us, yes, we persuaded you to open the system and to grant license because we wanted to have competition in the financial markets. But when they failed, they said to us, this is what a market economy means. They took the risk, let them pay the price, drive it to the wall. As a responsible government, we had to look at questions of trust and confidence. For local depositors, what would it mean to Jamaicans overseas that were sending money back home? We had to look what would be the social consequences of a meltdown. And I think some of you will remember that special conference that I summoned at National Arena. And there is a hard-working farmer, an honest man, a firm Christian believer. I've known him for a very long time. Unlike some, he come to conference, and I was on the platform, and when I saw Eric Thompson going to the mic, I said, my God, what is he going to say? How many of you remember what he said? He said, Comrade Leader, made a business with the bank name. All the bank down a Falmouth, a few bank.
All right.
Because if you never give them...
One more
he said,
time.
Comrade Leader, made a business with the bank name. All the bank down a Falmouth, a few bank. Because if you never give them license, them couldn't get my money.
Thank you. One more time.
All the bank down a Falmouth, a few bank. Because if you never give them license, them couldn't get my money. I am a hard working man as you know. Anytime me go down there and me ask for my money and me can't get it, me I go back to Daniel Town. And the next words were what really shocked me. And I'm going to sharpen my cutlass and blood is going to flow like a river down the Martha Brae. And you know, for the thing, that was a Sunday. The Friday passing through Falmouth and him flagged me down.
People, I want you to continue to like and to share them, man. We want more people to hear what go on. We want people to hear what a responsible government is and what a responsible government do. You hear what man say? Him no care where the bank name or the government bank, a fear bank, and you give them license for operate. So we want to ask the Jamaican people, who give SSL the authority, the license for operate? Put it in the comment section and we'll continue to listen. Again, the question is, and a labor right we all they over here talk about and give a 3-bedroom in a Manchester and all of them thing there. Oh no give away nothing. And the Jamaican people money. Go ahead, Brat.
Again, I said context matters.
Thank you.
So I want to put it out there. I want to reinforce it that in 2012,
yes,
under the Portia Simpson Miller administration, SSL was flagged for improper dealings.
In 2013.
In 2013, I stand corrected. They were told no more new clients. Go ahead and handle the clients that you already have, meaning the existing clients.
Yes.
No, when this government came in, they went ahead and gave SSL. Go ahead, continue. They took it further. They were able to go on the stock market.
2018. The Punkos are really too smart. Welcome.
I don't have any time. Like I said, I don't know anyone who is illiterate. I don't know any labor rights.
Okay.
I don't have time for that. So let him listen.
Yes.
So let us put it into context, because I hear Punko's friends circulating it that it is Mama P who she is responsible for Bolt's money. Do not get it twisted. Under the guidance and the administration of Portia Simpson Miller, Mama P, SSL, they were told, listen, you're not operating in accordance to the laws of the land. So no more new clients. Go ahead and manage the accounts that you already have, meaning existing clients. This government, Punko's government, that he's been batting all over the place and telling lies about how.
And him not live here, no?
No, he doesn't live here. But he has been telling lies that it was Edward Siaga who built Portmore, and it was the JLP who built the Maypen Hospital. So let us get it straight. It is Punko's government who gave SSL the go-ahead to continue with their business.
No, talk it straight, man. For rob the Jamaican people of their money.
Rob the Jamaican. No, man, I was getting there.
Okay.
I was getting.
Don't be too cute.
Henceforth, why Bolt has lost over $12 billion US dollars with 78-year-old grandma, and on top of it, pensioners has lost their monies, that is NIS. NHT contributors, they have lost their monies as well.
We'll get to that. We want to ask some questions. So,
what am I doing there?
Yes. Well, we're going to finish this because we have a lot of questions for Uncle Cole, you know. Let me tell you, man, it's your interview today. Now. We're going to interview you today, Uncle Cole, because you have given me a lot of information in personal one-on-one. And I just want you to feed the Jamaican people, because everything that you have said to me, yesterday I sat and I listened to the most honorable Percival James Patterson speak what you have told me. So you're correct. You're right, Uncle. You're right. And you say when you give you the information, go and research. That is your words. So we're going to continue. We're almost through, people. but we have a lot of questions and we want to ensure that it is engaging as possible. I thank you for your likes and your shares. Continue to do so. We appreciate you. The truth must be told. Tell a labor right. Share it with them. Come over and listen to the truth. But caution them to close their fingers, because them fingers chat too much and they're unable to learn properly. So here we go.
Sharpen my cutlass. Anytime me go down there and me ask for my money and me can't get it, me I go back to Daniel Town, and the next word were what really shocked me, and I'm going to sharpen my cutlass and blood is going to flow like a river down the Martha Brae. And you're for the thing, that was a Sunday. The Friday passing through Falmouth and him flagged me down. And he said not one word about his conference presentation. He was complaining to me that Bull not pulling him weight in the constituency, and I must get rid of it. Now, after that experience, we put in place the Jamaica Deposit Insurance Company to protect small and medium-sized depositors in full. We also created the Financial Services Securities Commission to regulate institutions that deal with insurance, pensions, and securities in order that those services...
I don't want that to go over anybody's head, you know. You hear about the financial security. So the gentleman, Mr. Patterson, gave the backstory. He said that the citizen of Jamaica said to him, I want to put into context so people follow along with the storyline. Say him no care about the name of the bank. It is the government responsibility to ensure that the bank act right. Yeah? So listen again.
Securities Commission to regulate institutions that deal with insurance, pensions, and securities in order that investors and depositors would be alerted in advance of any failure and therefore spared any repeat.
Yes.
Now we come to SSA. And I ask, how could any government in their right senses possibly think that the failure of a licensed institution to repay 200 investors whose money has vanished could become an issue of national secrecy?
Mad. Them crazy to think that people continue to like and to share. I'm asking you. We're at 52K. Thank you for 50K. We're looking at 55K and then 60K. Please and thank you. But I want people to listen to that part again, because sometimes when they hear these things, they don't want them to go over people's head. But listen what the man said, the responsibility of a government. We continue.
Whose money has vanished could become an issue. How could any government in their right senses possibly think that the failure of a licensed institution to repay 200 investors whose money has vanished could become an issue of national secrecy?
Man.
It is a matter which is of concern to the entire nation
Yes.
and our standing in the world. And for them to have thought so borders on lunacy when one of the members is a living legend.
True.
I want to be very clear.
Let me tell a labor right why everybody business about this money that is missing from SSL. Because the NIS money tax where we pay, the Prime Minister invest in a SSL that gone down the drain. The NHT money where everybody, all my auntie was through our NHT for how much years now, over 20 odd years. Them a tell her say she not qualify to get a loan for buy a house. That is because the Prime Minister use the money and put it in a SSL. It gone down the drain. I feel we business. So me no don't say the labor right I can't tell you about I know the government business. I feel we business. The government has done the Jamaican people wrong. You and I have done us wrong. In take our money and put in our company and now we can't get it. Where
Is singling out Bolt for any special treatment. He has not asked for it, and I don't think he expects it. But the widowers, the pensioners, and all the persons who were robbed have a compelling interest in finding out how the money goes. Usain Bolt is a loyal Jamaican who is an international icon. He's not going to use the same image or rhetoric as his parishioner, Mr. Thompson from North Trelawney also. But the fact is, even if he kept quiet about it, there is an interest because you have some publications that track the income and the worth of athletic stars and of musical stars. So they have been following the story. And when they see a sudden dip in their account, they're going to take notice of it. So it is just sheer stupidity
straight
for them to pretend that this thing can happen and the opposition is not going to say anything about it. We're not creating any partisan issue out of it. This is a national issue.
An international one too.
My own profession and disposition, I don't like to engage in rumor, speculation, or gossip. I know there is a legal presumption of innocence to which all accused are entitled. If anyone who thinks that whatever Miss Panton is accused of doing, if in fact she did anything could be done by her alone, must still believe that the world is flat.
Or them still believes a baby drop from sky. People, continue to like and to share. Please and thank you. We continue to listen to the most honorable Percival James Pattison. We're almost at the end. We're going to have conversation about it. And true, man, if them feel like say the Jamaican people must shut up about this, we are going. It is a national importance that you ask for transparency, accountability, and integrity within the financial sector in your country. Your country cannot grow if there's no credibility in your financial sector. Somebody wake up a labor right and tell them if you have sense, no man. Please and thank you. So if the Prime Minister and all labor rights things say we hush this and nobody know to talk about it, your money is at risk. Today money and your future money is at risk if you don't have any type of integrity, transparency, and accountability in your financial sector in your country. It is a national and an international disgrace. Everybody know about the thieving where I go on in Jamaica. And I want to tell you a little secret, you know. You see, next week, Tuesday, people, truly, I tell you, you think anything when you hear about this SSL thing is anything when you hear? Me I tell you no, it is just the surface and around it. Thank you. Blessings to you, my friend. Thank you. And I'm happy that you're joining in all the way from America. A true friend you are. Thank you ever so much for joining in. I'm saying to you, the Jamaican people, if you think anything you hear about the SSL is anything major as yet, you see Tuesday on the program, Tuesday night, please. No, not just the budget, you know. You see, on Tuesday night on Mystic Sensation with Mr. Byron, which is an investigator, you're going to hear some things about this SSL that is going to blow your mind. Yeah, you know, think so, no hear nothing yet? Wait until Tuesday. In the normal people of Jamaica.